a deep breath, my love. Close your eyes if you can, and for just a moment, feel the energy around you. You may not see it, but something beautiful is already on its way to you. You've done the work, you've felt the pain, you've kept walking through the fog, and now the universe is preparing something extraordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are being repaid in ways more magical than you could ever imagine. Your energy has never gone unnoticed. Though there have been times when it felt like no one cared, when your kindness was met with silence, when your love seemed to vanish into a void. Know this: the universe was always watching, always listening, always keeping record of the pure light you offered. Nothing you have done from a place of love has been wasted. There were moments you gave your heart without hesitation, even when it wasn't returned. You showed up for others when no one showed up for you. You stayed soft when life gave you every reason to harden. And in those quiet acts of courage, you radiated an energy so sacred, so powerful, that it rippled far beyond what your eyes could see. Maybe the world didn't applaud you. Maybe you didn't get the thank you, the recognition, the validation. But in the invisible spiritual realm, your energy was received like a divine offering. You see, the universe is not operating on the same timeline or values as the world. Where others may overlook your efforts, the universe celebrates them. Where others may turn away, the universe leans in. It records not just what you do, but the intention behind it. That time you chose compassion over revenge, that night you cried yourself to sleep but still got up the next day to help someone else, that choice to forgive instead of hold on to bitterness, these were acts of spiritual wealth, and energy like that never fades. It accumulates, it circulates, and in divine timing, it returns. Your soul speaks through your energy, louder than any words, and your energy, when rooted in love, is one of the most powerful forces in creation. Even if people have misunderstood you or taken you for granted, your energy did not go unseen, because the universe doesn't measure worth by what you receive. It measures it by what you give from the heart. And you, dear one, have given more than you know. Think of a tree growing in silence. It stretches toward the sky without anyone noticing the daily growth. It endures storms, stillness, and seasons of nothingness. But all that time, it's rooted, it's alive, and it is preparing to blossom, just like you. Your energy has been growing roots, deep, strong, unshakable, even when no one was clapping, even when no one called to check in, even when you felt invisible. Your spirit was being seen and honored by forces greater than you could imagine. There is a cosmic law at play, one that never fails. What you send out comes back to you. Not always in the way you expect, not always from the people you hoped for, but it comes. Energy is never lost. It is transformed and returned, often in a form more beautiful than you dreamed. That love you gave will come back, maybe as peace, maybe as a connection that finally feels safe. That patience you practice will return as a door that opens with ease. That pain you endured without becoming bitter will be rewarded with a joy so deep it can't be explained, only felt. So please don't doubt the path you've walked. Don't regret being a good person, even if the world wasn't always good back. You are not foolish for believing in love, for offering your light, for being open in a world that often feels cold. You are brave, you are radiant, and most importantly, you are being watched over. Even now, in this moment, there are blessings being aligned on your behalf. Things you can't yet see are unfolding behind the scenes because of the energy you have already. You don't need to chase or beg. What is meant for you will come, not because you forced it, but because you match the vibration of love, truth, and authenticity. That is how the universe works. Your job was never to be perfect, just aligned. And your energy, even in your most broken moments, has spoken of your sincerity and strength. So, hold on. Stay centered in your truth. The repayment is coming, not as a reward, but as a natural response to the love you've already given. Unexpected miracles, gentle turns of fate, quiet resolutions, all are possible. You may think the world forgot your efforts, but the universe didn't. Every prayer, every tear, every ounce of hope you've poured into others and yourself, it was seen, and it will return. Delays are not denials. They are sacred timing in motion. When life seems to stall, when doors don't open no matter how hard you knock, when everything you planned seems to unravel, it can feel like the universe has forgotten you. It can feel like your dreams are slipping further away, like you're being punished, ignored, or told no. But the truth is far more loving. The truth is that the universe is not denying you. It is preparing the perfect moment for your unfolding. The wait is not wasted time. It is alignment time. There is a rhythm to life that we often cannot see. A deeper intelligence beneath the surface of every experience, working behind the scenes to make sure everything arrives, not just when you want it, but when you are truly ready for it. Sometimes that means things take longer than expected. Sometimes that means you are held in a quiet space where nothing seems to move. But that stillness is not the absence of progress. It is preparation in disguise. You see, sacred timing is not about rushing. It is not about pushing things into place before their time. It is about trust. Trust that what is yours cannot be lost. Trust that your desires, when rooted in love and truth, are already known by the universe. And trust that when something doesn't arrive on your schedule, it's because something better is forming, or because you are still becoming the version of yourself who can receive it fully. It's easy to feel impatient. We want things now. Healing, love, success, peace. But the most beautiful things in life are never rushed. Think of how the seasons change. Winter does not force spring to bloom before its time. The flowers that blossom too early risk being destroyed by the cold. In the same way, the universe is protecting your bloom. If it feels like you've been waiting too long, consider this. Maybe you're not being kept from the blessing. Maybe the blessing is being kept for you until the moment when you can truly hold it. Delays give you time to strengthen, time to learn, time to heal. There may be parts of you that are still learning how to receive without fear, to love without attachment, to grow without resistance. The universe, in its wisdom, uses the waiting to prepare you. Not because you are unworthy, but because you are deeply loved. Because what's coming is so aligned, so true, so soul-satisfying, that it must meet you at your highest, not your hurried self. There are blessings that, if given too early, would feel like burdens. Opportunities that require you to be stable, clear, and confident in yourself. Relationships that need your heart to be whole before they can thrive. The delay is not punishment, it's protection, it's mercy. And when you stop fighting the timeline and start embracing the process, something magical happens. You begin to relax. You begin to trust. You begin to see the beauty of becoming. Do not confuse the silence of the universe with absence. In the quiet, you are being reshaped. Your soul is being tuned to a higher frequency. You are releasing old beliefs, shedding layers that no longer serve you, and stepping into your power. And once that internal shift is complete, the external will reflect it. What once felt stuck will move. What once felt out of reach will find you with ease. The very things you were once chasing will now be drawn to you effortlessly. Not because they changed, but because you did. Everything you are meant for is making its way to you. Every delay is a divine recalibration. Every pause is a preparation. You have not been forgotten. You have not been overlooked. You are simply being led down a path where the timing will be so perfect, so aligned, that when it arrives, you'll understand why you had to wait. You'll look back and see how the puzzle pieces fit together. You'll realize that what felt like a delay was the universe's way of saying not yet, but soon, and it will be worth it. So breathe, soften, let go of the timeline you created in your mind. Life is not behind schedule. You are right where you need to be. Keep nurturing your spirit. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep believing in the unseen, because sacred timing does not disappoint. It arrives precisely when you are ready to receive not just the gift, but the grace that comes with it. The delay is not the end of your dream. It's the soil where your dream is taking root. Let it grow in peace. Let it blossom in time. And when it blooms, you will know it was never a no. It was always a yes. In sacred, divine, perfect timing. The universe repays through peace first, then prosperity. While many search for outward signs of success, money, recognition, relationships, the most sacred form of reward begins quietly, deep within the soul. Peace is the foundation. Peace is the signal that everything is beginning to align before abundance flows into your heart. Because true prosperity is not just about having more, it's about being more. More whole, more centered, more grounded in who you are. There was a time when you believed that once you had the car, the home, the love, or the financial freedom, then you would feel safe, then you would be at ease. But the universe knows that no outer condition can bring lasting peace until inner harmony has been restored. That's why the first repayment is silent. It comes in the form of calm mornings, unshaken joy, clarity of mind, and the sweet, steady knowing that you are protected, supported, and deeply loved. Peace is the echo of healing. It arrives when your nervous system softens, when you no longer chase after love or fear its loss. It is felt when your mind stops racing to figure everything out and starts resting in divine trust. This is how the universe begins to pay you back, not with noise, but with stillness. Not with crowds cheering, but with your own heart exhaling for the first time in what feels like years. If you have begun to feel more calm, even in chaos, if you've noticed yourself responding instead of reacting, if you've started to let go of people and things that once kept you stuck, then you are already being repaid. If you've stopped needing to explain yourself, if you sleep deeper, love softer, forgive faster, this is the abundance of peace. And from that peace, prosperity begins to grow. Prosperity is not a random event. It is the natural response to an aligned soul. It flows to those who have done the inner work, who have cleared the path for it to land. Because prosperity cannot settle where there is constant fear. It cannot expand where there is self-doubt, bitterness, or the need to control everything. This is why the universe gifts you peace first, so that you can receive prosperity with grace, not grief. People often wonder why their blessings seem delayed, but the truth is the universe is never late, it is precise. It knows that without peace, prosperity would only amplify your anxiety. More money, more attention, more opportunities won't soothe an unhealed soul. So the universe pauses, not to punish, but to prepare. It steadies your spirit, clears your vision, and rebuilds your foundation. That's the repayment. Stability first, then success. And this peace, it changes everything. It makes you magnetic. When you are at peace, you stop chasing and instead you begin to attract. You stop proving and you start allowing. Opportunities come not because you force them, but because you are in alignment with them. People treat you differently when you carry peace. You become the calm in the room. Your energy speaks before your words ever do. The world may not understand how powerful peace is. It may not celebrate it like it does fame or fortune, but those who are truly awake know peace is the greatest gift. And from that state, all other gifts flow. Peace is what allows you to enjoy the prosperity when it comes. What good is success if your mind is still restless? What good is love if you're still afraid of abandonment? What good is wealth if it can't silence your fears? That is why the universe repays in order. Peace first, then prosperity. Because once you have peace, you already have the most precious treasure. Everything else becomes an extension of your wholeness, not a cover for your wounds. So if you are in a season where it feels quiet, where nothing big seems to be happening, but your heart feels lighter, your thoughts feel clearer, your boundaries feel stronger, celebrate that. That is repayment. That is spiritual wealth. And that is the beginning of the harvest. Don't rush the next phase. Let it come naturally. You don't need to chase the blessings. You are the blessing. You've already cleared the space. You've already risen above so much. The universe is simply aligning the outer world to match your inner transformation. And it will come. Prosperity will come. Not just in money, but in meaning. Not just in things, but in peace. Filled moments, in connections that nourish, in opportunities that feel like home. You look around and realize you are living in the overflow of everything you once prayed for, but it started with peace. Because the universe repays through peace first, then prosperity. Always in that order. Always with love. Always with perfect timing. There is something sacred about the rise that follows rejection. It's not loud at first. It's not made of revenge or bitterness. It's quiet strength. It's healing. It's every moment you chose yourself when others overlooked you. And the most beautiful part, the very people who once took you for granted will witness it, not because you chase validation, but because the universe makes sure those who missed your worth will eventually see it in full bloom. There were times when you gave so much of yourself, your time, your loyalty, your love, believing that it would be valued. You showed up for others in their storms, gave without asking, forgave when you were hurt, and remained loyal when it wasn't returned. But instead of appreciation, you were met with indifference. Instead of care, you received distance. It wasn't because you weren't enough, it was because they could not recognize the light they were standing next to. People become blind to what they assume will always be there. Familiarity makes them forget. They thought your kindness meant you'd never walk. Error in message stream. You are closer than you think, closer to the breakthrough, closer to the healing, closer to the version of yourself you've been working so hard to become. There are moments when the journey feels endless, when the silence is deafening, the progress invisible, and your faith wears thin. But what you cannot yet see is that your persistence is paying off in ways far greater than your eyes can measure. You are not lost. You are not failing. You are being shaped in the unseen, molded in the waiting, and drawn closer to your divine outcome with every step you take. It's easy to get discouraged when your results don't match your efforts, when you pour your heart into something and it feels like nothing is moving. But that is the nature of growth. The most powerful shifts happen beneath the surface, quietly, slowly, with divine precision. Like roots growing under the soil, there is strength building in places that can't yet be seen. The energy you've been investing, the tears, the prayers, the discipline, the forgiveness, it's all adding up. Nothing is being wasted. The universe always responds, but not always in the way or timeline you expect. Sometimes the response comes first in the form of inner strength. Sometimes it comes as detours or delays that protect you from what you're not ready for. But make no mistake, every act of faith, every step forward has moved you closer, sometimes just when it feels like you can't go on. You're only one decision away, one conversation, one opportunity, one sunrise from everything changing. This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to turn around or question your worth. You've come too far. You've grown too much. Think about who you were a year ago. Think about how many times you wanted to give up, and yet here you are. Still standing, still believing, still showing up. That is not weakness. That is courage. That is the quiet power of a soul committed to rising. Often the greatest shifts happen just after the biggest tests, right after the heartbreak, right after the loss, right after the moment you thought you couldn't take any more. That's when the light breaks through. Because the pressure that feels like it's breaking you is actually stretching you, expanding your capacity to receive more, to hold more, to become more. You are not being buried, you are being planted, and soon you will bloom. You don't need to know exactly how it will happen. You just need to trust that it will. The details are being arranged behind the scenes. The right people, the right doors, the right timing. It's all aligning. And you don't have to force it. You don't have to chase it. You only need to keep showing up as the version of yourself who believes it's possible. Speak life over your dreams. Treat your vision with respect. Even if no one else claps for you, clap for yourself. You are closer than you think. Every sunrise, you rise with purpose. Every time you choose peace over chaos, every time you believe instead of fear, you are declaring to the universe, I am ready. And the universe hears you. It doesn't forget the seeds you've planted, the kindness you've given without return, the energy you've poured into your healing, the nights you cried and still chose to love again. All of it is sacred, all of it is seen, and all of it is building something far beyond what you can imagine. Sometimes the enemy of your progress isn't failure, it's doubt. The doubt that creeps in when things don't happen fast enough. The voice that tells you to settle, to shrink, to stop trying. But you must rise above it. Remind yourself who you are. Remind yourself why you started. And remember this, when nothing seems to be happening, so breathe, keep going, keep trusting. You are not far off. You are on the edge of alignment. You are walking the final stretch, and even though the road may look the same today as it did yesterday, your energy has shifted, your heart has changed, your mind is sharper, you are stronger than you've ever been, and that strength is magnetic. It's calling your blessings closer. The evidence will appear, the fruit will grow, the reward will come, not because you chased it, but because you didn't give up on yourself. You are closer than you think. Keep going. The finish line is already forming in the distance. And when you cross it, you'll realize every step, every tear, every pause, it was all leading here, to this moment, to your rise. You were never meant to beg for the blessings that are yours by divine right. You were never meant to feel guilt for receiving love, abundance, peace, or joy. Somewhere along the way, life may have taught you to shrink when good things come your way, to question your worth, to prepare for loss, to believe that joy is temporary and conditional. But now you are being called to step into a higher truth you can receive without fear because you are worthy and you deserve it. It's time to release the belief that you must earn every good thing. Through struggle, through suffering, through overproving, you have done enough. You have grown through pain. You have walked through the fire. You have healed from wounds that no one even knows about. The fact that you are still standing, still loving, still hoping, that alone is enough. The blessings that are finding their way to you now are not random. They are a response to the energy you've poured into your journey. Receiving is an act of courage. It's opening your hands to the very things you once thought were out of reach. It's looking at the love you always wanted and saying, yes, I accept this. It's welcoming abundance without waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's believing that you are no longer defined by who hurt you or what you lacked or how long it took. It's knowing that you don't need to explain your joy to anyone. You're allowed to simply receive. Fear often creeps in at the doorstep of blessings. Just when the miracle begins to unfold, the mind replays the old stories. What if it doesn't last? What if I lose it? What if I'm not good enough? But those thoughts are not truth. They are echoes of the past. And this new season you are entering doesn't live in the past. It's built on trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, trust in a loving universe that wants to see you thrive. You are not selfish for wanting more. You are not greedy for embracing wealth, joy, or deep connection. You are expanding into the life you were always meant to live, a life where you give and receive with balance, a life where you don't exhaust yourself proving your value, a life where you wake up feeling grateful, not guilty. Let yourself soften, let yourself open to ease. The struggle taught you strength, but you don't have to carry it forever. Peace is not a luxury, it's your birthright. Let love in. Let opportunities unfold. Let abundance knock on your door without you feeling the need to explain how or why it showed up. When someone gives you a compliment, say thank you. When a gift comes your way, accept it with grace. When the right person shows up, don't push them away out of fear. They may be the answer to the prayer you forgot, you asked. The truth is, you deserve every good thing that's coming. Not because you are perfect, but because you are present. Because you've grown. Because you've done the inner work even when no one was watching. Because you've shown kindness in the face of cruelty. Because you've chosen to keep your heart open even when it was easier to close it. That kind of energy is magnetic. It attracts blessings not out of luck, but out of alignment. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for what already belongs to you. So take a breath and let it in. Let the universe surprise you. Let life feel good. Let things come easily. It's safe now. You're no longer in survival mode. You've made it through the season of waiting, of loss, of proving. You've earned your seat at the table, but more than that, you were always meant to be there. Receiving is not weakness. It is a sacred exchange. When you allow yourself to receive, you also give. You give the world a healed version of you. You give others permission to accept love too. You teach that joy can be sustainable, that abundance is a cycle, and that being open doesn't make you vulnerable, it makes you whole. So release the guilt, let go of the fear, say yes to the goodness that is knocking. This is your season, this is your reward. You don't need to question it, you only need to open your arms, open your heart, and say, I receive this, I welcome this. I deserve this. Because you do. You always have. And now it's finally your time.